Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dunswell Zoo. Last time we did the Memorial Park, which was here. I haven't done anything else on that since that episode. Next, I'm going to show you what I've been working on in the Australia zone. First of all, we need to update a couple of things with the South America zone because there's been a few developments there. The zoo is very busy, which is exactly what we like to see. We are still losing money. Not quite as much, but we are still losing money. You can see there, one of the rear chicks is about to mature. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram at jw_yt. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really helps me out, helps the channel grow. Blah 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 blah. So our Chigoan peccaries. Just gotta wait for the textures to load in. It's taking its time. Our Chigoan peccaries. Let's have a look at them. So we're on our third generation of piglets now. We are going to have to bring another male in, however, because we've got Eduardo, but he's the child of the original pair. We've got Armando. So then Fernando and Leonardo will be going to another collection. And we will need to bring another male in, which is fine. But that's the situation there with the peccaries. Very popular. Not any donation bins. There's one here. So yeah, 2,264.19. Why does that keep popping up? And why haven't these textures loaded in yet? It's very annoying. Iguanacos, nothing has changed there. They're all still very happy in their habitat. Enough said. The rear Esperanza's very close to maturing. Lots of siblings. I assume they're all of a similar situation where they're close to maturing. It looks like it. So all of these essentially will be going to other collections or the wild. Other than that, nothing's changed here. Stop showing me that, I know. We come up here. Mountain tapirs. I did see the notification that we have a mountain tapir baby somewhere. There we go. Agapito. Look at that. Our first ever mountain tapir baby at Dunswell Zoo. Got our maned wolves. Still no breeding. I suspect it is indeed a mod issue. So hopefully that'll be updated soon. Bush dogs are doing perfectly fine, quite frankly. They was all swimming when I last checked in on them because they're good swimmers. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 babies. So they're doing quite fine. And again, it's just the terrain requirement. But I have let Leaf know, and he said he will begin working on it as soon as possible. So fingers crossed that does happen. Our anteaters have swapped enclosures. We had our baby. Here we go. Here's mum and baby. Because Maria is our mum from Eastlake. And Fabiana is the baby. So we've put them in here just to give them some privacy from the coatis. And Wagner is in here with our coatis, who also have babies. Look at them. Look at the little babies. Not that one's not a baby, but look at the little baby. It's very busy around here. Still need to do something with this corner and this corner. But then we come along here, loop around the back, and I've decided what I'm going to do in this area. I'm going to put a monorail station in here. Just because we've got that one there. And it's going to come round, in, and then it's going to come out, and then round. And then it won't be in the Chilean coast, it'll be in the Atlantic forest somewhere, the next monorail station. And then it'll cut round, and then this is going to be part of the Asia section. And then in the other direction, we're going to have one in the Australia zone, and then we have Europe and North America here. That's basically everything from the South America zone, update-wise anyway. If you want to adopt an anteater, leave your name in the comment section and I will add it to the anteater adoption. It is currently the only species available for adoption. There will be some more coming in the future. So that's that. Our guinea fowls still haven't matured yet, so I can't send them off to another collection, but you can see just how busy the zoo is. Can I pop this balloon? Yeah! So we swing across very quickly to Africa. Look for the smallest one. Can't find the smallest one. Here it is. And it's quite close. But that's not what we're here for. Today I'm going to show you the Australia zone. You are going to see a few habitats. I did get a bit carried away. But I'm going to split them across their own episodes. So we're only going to have passing glances today. So you head down the ramp. And we have the yellow-footed rock wallaby and our Australia mural. I keep saying mural, it's not a mural, is it? I don't know what it is. Statues, Australian statues. So we have a yellow-footed rock wallaby. We're going to come around here. This was the temporary Bennett's wallaby habitat last time. It's now the emu, excuse me. Oh, that's Paulsley's video going live. Just let me turn that off. Do apologise. Yeah, we have the emu and the red kangaroo in here, but we're not going to be talking about that. This is temporary. This is going to be made to look much nicer. Our staff complex. We're actually going to be talking about the wallaby walkabout. So there's Frank. Hi Frank. This part of the habitat is not done yet because this isn't going to be a fence along here, it's going to be a wall because this is going to be an indoor habitat. So once I've got the wall up, I will then put the new fencing in and do it that way. And the staff entry is going to be at the back underneath the monorail station. Ignore those trees, it's just for scaling. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with how this habitat turned out, the wallaby walkabout. So we've got the airlock system, like we did on the last Wallaby habitat in Eastlake. You obviously have a gate at one side and a gate at the other. There is arrows on the floor. It's meant to be directional, but that functionality isn't in the game, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that. We've got two species of wallaby in here. They are both rather least concern. So I'm just gonna pop into our explore mode and we'll hit play. So we pop through here. We've got some education and donation. Donation's not doing too grand. I did have a very different fence in here. It was designed so that the wallabies could go under the fence, but it just didn't work because of the way the hitboxes are in the game. So I had to do a much lower fence that the wallabies can jump over. But it still turned out really nice, all things considered. So we'll come around here. You get a nice shot of the church in the background, which was completely unintentional. But I think it really works. I don't know why, I just think it really works. These wooden shelters, of course, they were transplanted from Eastlake. They'll be staying in some capacity, but there's going to be an indoor shelter underneath the monorail station. So we have the Bennett's Wallaby and the Swamp Wallaby. This is the Swamp Wallaby, just here. Janali. So Bennett's Wallabies are from Eastlake. Ignore that. Our Bennett's Wallabies are from Eastlake, with the exception of the male that we brought in. And the Swamp Wallabies are from other collections in the country. You can see the Bennetts are a bit bigger than the Swamp Wallabies. Do we have a baby? We do. Baby Bennett's Wallabies. So they're all really happy in here. They don't get stressed. They love the habitat. I do appreciate it is quite flat, but I had an idea in mind when... Bloody hell, you're a quick little hopper, aren't you? I did have an idea in mind when creating this habitat. It is based off the Wallaby walkthrough in Yorkshire Wildlife Park. I think mine's probably a little bit bigger and a little bit differently planted. Because obviously we haven't gone for entirely native planting in this habitat. We've got an education point here. And the wallabies can come to this side to feed. They do sometimes. There we go, there's one. And there's our keeper. And then we've got education at this side as well. And nothing in that donation bin. That's probably because not many people are coming down here because there's nothing else here at the moment. There will be, but at the moment there isn't. So I've gone for a mix of native UK plants and Australian plants and trees that feasibly would grow in the UK. So got corkwood, turkey bush, sycamore maples are in the UK. Got some ferns, some bracken. We've got the eucalyptus, stringy wood eucalyptus. So yeah, I think for the time being, 2 species is more than enough for this habitat. I can't really think of anything else I would add to this habitat anyway, to be fair. But they're all really happy in here. They are a least concern, so breeding them isn't going to be a priority. However, we obviously do need some funds, and we can always trade them off to other collections. Ignore the What the hell is happening here? There we go. Oh, no, it's done it again. What the... I think it's getting caught on the fence. but it looks really weird. Anyway, we'll quickly move on. Yeah, I appreciate the habitat's quite flat, but I had this idea in mind that it would recreate a sort of temperate grassland. We're going to have to pause that because all the animals are starting to mature. Temperate sort of grassland pasture sort of idea. And I wasn't too bothered about having the enrichment on show in here because I did kind of want this to look like a zoo habitat as well. So we've got our water here. And there's one at the back here. We may move that one at the back. It is pretty popular, to be fair. But then obviously back here there's going to be a indoor shelter and staff access for our wallabies. And then this is going to be an indoor habitat for definitely the platypus, one species of koala and one species of wombat, and possibly the kiwi. I've also got the kiwi earmarked for here as well. So obviously there's quite a bit of space here. And the dingoes, it's going to be either of these. Again, I haven't decided for definite. That's not a problem because this is going to be the next thing I'm working on. Well, no, tell a lie. This is the next thing I'm going to be working on, but I'm not going to do an entire episode about a staff area. So I'll combine it with this, the indoor koala and wombat and platypus house. But the next episode, we're going to talk about... You know what? No, we'll do it in this episode, actually. Might as well. We have the koala. No, we don't. We have the red kangaroo and the emus in here. So we have our 3 emus from Eastlake. And we have some red kangaroos. They are breeding, but they're also least concern. So we don't need to worry too much if we don't get much in terms of young. They'll only be sent to other collections anyway. And our emus are 3 females, they're non-breeding. And that's not an emu. Where's the other one? Oh, down here in the water. Which is something I really wanted to incorporate. I was a bit stuck. I wanted a low fence, but I thought, okay, the kangaroos could feasibly jump over that and the emus could peck people's eyes out. So, again, taking inspiration from Yorkshire Wildlife Park, they have 1 emu mixed in with their African savanna habitat. And there's a lake in there. And you often see the emu sort of wading through the lake, cooling down. So I thought, why don't we put a nice sort of water barrier down at the front that's usable, but also serves as a deterrent, so the animals can't get close enough to escape or cause any damage to guests, or guests cause any damage to the animals. And that's exactly what I think I've been able to achieve, and I'm really, really happy with it. It maybe needs a little bit more planting, this habitat. We've got some back here. Of course, we've got an indoor area with some water, and then out the back here there's just a little sort of area. I think the idea behind this would be if the emus or the kangaroos were problematic for young, obviously it's going to be the kangaroos, the joeys, we would either separate the emus and put them in here, or we'd put the kangaroo with the joey in here and shut this off during the day, and then we'd install a shelter for them to go into. But they do get along. If we go on their Zoopedia, interspecies, red kangaroo, and then red kangaroo, koala and emu. But yeah, the red kangaroos are least concern, as are the emus. So we do not need to worry at all about absolutely breeding these animals because it's not important for conservation value. And then perhaps the habitat that I'm most pleased with is just around the corner here, which is the yellow-footed rock wallaby. So I had a definite idea in mind for this. Like a cliff face along the back, and the wallabies could jump on the rocks but not actually escape. And I did it, and originally the boundary was sort of just behind the monorail track here. But then it seemed a bit small for the amount of rock wallabies that I want in here. So I moved it back around here, and they are a lot happier. There's more than enough space for them. Let's see if we can find one. They're all back here getting fed. So very unique, I think, for wallabies. They've got this sort of banded tail and elements of yellow on them. They're not actually yellow-footed though. If we go on their terrain, they could do with a little bit more long grass, but it's fine. But they've got like 10 times the amount of space that they actually need, and there's only 5 at the moment. So there's plenty of room for expansion, which is exactly what I want. They can go up here, which I really like. And I didn't want mesh, so I've done one-way glass. And it does seem to be really popular, to be fair. Originally, I was going to put a net over it, but I decided not to, just because realistically they're not going to escape from here, and where it's set in the UK, there's nothing what's going to be able to get into the habitat and predate the wallabies. You know, there's no eagles or wolves, or even foxes wouldn't be able to get up that. So really like this habitat. I'm really impressed with it. Indoor, this was a bit of a tricky one. So I've decorated the side already because I was in the mood and I really like how it looks. Indoors, the keepers enter through the back here. And then you've got a gate here and a gate at that side. Excuse me, I have just noticed that that is not the same colour. Let me just correct this before I forget. There we go. So I left this open. You wouldn't need to separate them really, but in the event that you know you would for a vet check or whatever, you could put a barrier in here. I guess you could carry one in, or you could get 2 or 3 people to stand here with like sheets. Additionally, the house does have a sliding door, so that they can be shut indoors if need be. Interestingly, they are actually nocturnal, the yellow-footed rock wallabies. I put these windows in just to give it a bit of light, because with them being nocturnal, I assumed they would be spending a lot of time indoors. But no, they're quite happy out here. I mean, this one's sat in the food dish. So really pleased. These have all come from 2 collections. One in Europe and one in Wales. Got a mix of genetics, but hopefully that will be expanded upon in the very near future. So that's what I've been working on, is so the Memorial Park, and then yellow-footed rock wallabies, Bennett's wallabies, swamp wallabies, red kangaroos, and emu. Right, while we're here, so the next episode, I don't know when it's going to be, but it will be this staff area and this indoor 3, maybe 4 species habitat, which also includes a monorail station, which is super important. Just quickly explaining, because I'll go over it again in the next episode, and now I will. You get off the monorail and you will be able to see the entirety of the building. I like that there's a jungle in front of here, actually. I just need to work on the planting. I just put the trees in for now for scaling, so I know how high I need to build. We can definitely slope this area, so that will slope up, and then this would obviously be considerably higher. And then we've got platypus over here, and then koala and wombat, and then maybe kiwi, but haven't decided for certain yet. But I do really like this view. I definitely might do a jungle here. Yeah. So that's the next episode, but I don't know when it will be. It might be later in the week. It might be like a couple of weeks later. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it. I've never built anything as big as this indoors before. So it'll be a completely new experience for me. Either way, let's head over to the South America zone and deal with our quarantine. There you are. Jara has gone to the trade centre. Yellow-footed rock wallaby. Ooh, the gold male. I mean, I can afford it. We'll leave it for now. We need to focus on generating money, because we are near enough matched with last year for losing money, and before that as well. So we do need to generate money. So that indoor area for the platypus, the koala, and the kiwi, potentially, that will possibly be the last thing we build for a while. And then we might have to do a management episode where we try and generate some more money. But we've got 2 of our let's send them to another collection. We do need another male. Amadeus's genetics are a little bit overrepresented. Where is he? Amadeus. Here he is on his own. So he's had lots of children. He's had more than that. Let's just see if we can. There aren't really any better males at the moment. I think what we'll do then is we'll just make sure he can't breed. And we'll go from there. Oops, stuck in the roof. Bush dogs are about to mature, that shouldn't be a problem. Family units are fairly common. I don't think there's going to be any inbreeding occurring. If I can find any of them. Here's something I never checked. Can they? They can't actually use this. Right, we'll get rid of it. And we'll find something that they can use. So I'm assuming they will be able to use climbable things. I just don't want anything that thin. But, I mean, that's what I had. I mean, was it the angle? It may have been the angle. We will find out. Hit play. Let's I mean, no, they still can't use it. They can only sort of go on this. That's a shame. I really wanted them to use that. Never mind. I mean, if they can't use it, I'll... just put it back how it was. Is that it for the maturing? Yes, it is. Right, so thank you very much for watching. I will see you all whenever for the indoor habitat. What should we? Let's finish with the yellow-footed rock wallabies. I do like them. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It really helps me out, helps the channel grow, and shows me that you like what I'm doing. I shall see you all next time, and until then, stay safe, stay kind, and you can find me on Instagram at jw_yt. Thank you for watching, my friends, and bye bye for now.